Sure.
All right. Okay. Am I opening? Okay, ready? Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, and... Hey guys, Anthony of the Rag Company, and joining me today, Mr. Matt Mormon of Obsessed Garage, and the one and only Levi Gates, the master of shine.
Hello, hello.
And today we are here in our new studio, revamped space.
The new studio smell.
It smells like organization to me.
I don't like that smell, but I think we might have to like it by the end of this video. So today Matt is going to help us organize our new Rousseau cabinet. We're going to jump right into this. We have 2 pallets of boxes. We're going to jump in,
Literally
and
one
Matt's
of
going to
everything.
help us find a home. So let's get started.
All right, boys, so here's the plan. This is my type of organization. So what we'll do is we'll take it out of the box, take it out of the wrapper, get it all, take it, I don't like to put things in the cabinet if it's still like in the packaging, right? And so what we'll do is I think, and these are your team set it up where we know what most things are. And so what I'd like to do, we have 25 feet of countertops. And so let's try to get like stuff on the countertop, right? So let's fill up the countertop first with this stuff, and then we'll start to choose. The only thing that I've kind of thought made most sense is to put polishing. So polishing stuff is gonna go here because this is our pad spot, right? So our pads are gonna go here next to all of our charging. So I've already got the charging set up here. So our goal, I just kind of threw some extra pads in here, but our goal is to make the whole array look like this, right? Where we have structure, organization, and that may require us to do 2 or 3 different, like we may put something in a cabinet and then we may have to take it back out and do something different with it, which is gonna be tough for you guys to do, but that's
You're
part of the
genuinely
process.
excited. You're happy about this. Like,
He's like giddy.
It's like eating ice cream. You have to start somewhere,
okay.
right? And so so we have to just put it in a place and see how it feels. Does it spark joy? We're not going to accept mediocrity here. We're going to accept perfection. So you guys can handle this. Just bring it over to the counter to me. Polishing, we're going to put in this general vicinity. So what do you think about, you guys are the detailers, right? And so we would go
this idea.
polishing, maybe decon next to polishing, then washing, then interior. We'll kind of feel it out. But I think polishing sits here.
I think this has always been the polishing wall, so this will probably feel more natural to us.
So some of this stuff, like pads, we'll probably have to go over to the warehouse, and what we want to think about is how many pads do you want in your rotation? You guys have several different brands of pads, as do I, but then I start to think, okay, what pad do I use the most? And so I might want 12 of each size of, say, Rupes Yellow, right? We all use Rupes Yellow a ton. So I might want 12 of those. And then let's say I'm gonna polish a car here and I use 8. And what I usually do is sell them off as a one-use pad, because we're dealers for it. So I usually sell them, and then I go get the 8 and replenish it. So I'm always, because sometimes we get out of stock of this stuff, and last thing you want to have is you're starting to polish a car and you don't have your stock set up. Well, so here is the function of this studio the goal of this studio is not to just display one. It's to display what we're going to use in the quantities that we think we might need across, say, 3 cars or so, or 2 cars. And so same thing with towels. I don't want to have to wash my towels every single time I use them. And so I like to have 20 of each towel. So we, because you guys have infinite access to towels, maybe we pick 10, and we're gonna have more towels than I would have because we're technically gonna have 1 or 10 of each towel. So we may bring that down to 10. So we'll see how it fits here.
Well, I think this is exciting because, truthfully, I'll just be honest. We were pretty horrible with our towel organization here. We're a towel company, but our towel organization was absolute garbage.
Well, we have our IK wall over there. We have to think about how we're going to do this. Do we want prepared spray bottles in this cabinet array as well? I would envision this area being go-to. That wall over there with all the IKs would be everything. Anything that would be done over here, polishing, flash step, coating, all that stuff. So your paint prep, your interior products, things like that are over here. And then we only keep washing, decon.
Soaps, APCs, fallout removers, things like that.
So I think maybe we'll deal with towels last, because we're gonna need the whole countertop to fold them up. Towels, towels. Let's hold these IKs out because we may not
need them.
Actually, let me just up as a placeholder. I'm gonna grab a couple of these small guys. How fun is this? Are you dreading? Is this like painful to you, or is this fun?
No, this part's fun.
Yeah.
I don't mind this at all. It's the fact that I have to keep putting it back in its place because my muscles don't work that way. Like they literally go, we just put that here.
Ah!
Yeah. So that's all. It's just against my nature.
The only thing that we may consider is because we do have product lines, do we aggregate by line or do we aggregate by
So that's what I was just
process?
I was talking to Jimmy about that because we have so much, we have to do what is going to feel right. But because I guess if you were to take our previous organization, however you would even look at that, I would say it probably was a little bit organized by the line. Rather
So
than
maybe
the
we can
process.
maybe we'll do a hybrid. It can be some liberties, like obviously take the polishes and then we'll organize the polish by line, by you know what I'm saying?
Think, for example, like if I were to grab a polish in the Kosh Chemi section, I think it's going to get kind of lost amongst the crowd here, whereas over there it would live happily.
Yeah, like I have no problem with doing polishes.
So if we have an interior section, we would aggregate the Kosh Chemi, Sternagloss, Rag Company, but in the interior section, right? Do you think that makes sense? Yeah. Rather than all Kosh Chemi, all, Rag Company.
I think it's a great idea.
Because then it would make logical sense if I'm working on the interior of a car, and this is where I have all my color lock, I have all my Kosh Chemi, I have all of my interior products, but then aggregated by brand, so it looks cool. Yeah. Because to me, there's a premium placed on not just pure function, but also how does it feel, how does it look? Yeah. What is the style of it?
For the people watching, right? So let's just say we've inspired some people to either A, buy a lot of product and try to do what we're doing here, or B, take what they have and try to organize it. What advice would you have for like the half-filled product, like the product that you go, oh, I haven't used this in 5 months, but it's still good, I don't want to really throw it away.
So if you're by the way, this is very different than what I would suggest somebody do in their garage, because this is a studio, and you represent products and your product testing. It's very different than if it was your home garage. If it's your home garage, and if I haven't used this, and I just don't think I'm gonna use it, just let it go. You gotta let it go. And don't worry about giving it away. Nobody wants it. If you don't want it, nobody wants it. And if you give it to somebody that wants it, they really are just hoarding and you're not really helping them. So you have to just let it go. And this is what I've been working on, Levi. He's like, that's all I've stuff on me. But in my personal garage, if I'm not using it, now there's some products that you only use every once in a while for a specific task, metal polish or something like that. You don't throw that away, even if you haven't used it in 6 or 8 months, right? But if you have a new tire dressing and you have an old tire dressing and you know in your soul that you're not using the old tire dressing, even though you once loved it, you gotta let it go. Actually, it's not as daunting as I thought it was gonna be. I mean, we've already got the pallets emptied, right? So we're ready to start. We're ready to start organizing. Towels are largely going to go in these drawers and these lowers, I think. Yeah, and we're going to fold the towels, so we'll do the towels last. So I'm thinking we'll probably end up doing a lot of towels in drawers. We'll kind of see how it feels, So I think let's start with polishing, all right? So we can start to extract. So let's open up all these pads. What do you think about this? Because my garage is organized, clean, generally air conditioned like it is in here, I like to open up all my pads so they stack up nice and neatly. I don't feel like I'm getting any funk or anything bad on them. They're in my cabinet. And so I know a lot of people are very particular about keeping their pads in the thing, but they don't stack. And they fill up a giant space, whereas if I take them out of the packaging, then I can stack them up. And then all I do is a real simple step. I always blow out the pad first, which we do anyway because they generally have some residual dye or dust or something in them anyway. I blow out the pad and then, and then I'm fine. All right, you take this. Levi takes this. I'll take this.
Open these stations, please.
Let me get, let's create some space. Some people like to keep pads in drawers. I feel like drawers are too premium of real estate.
Yeah.
So I like to keep it in a.
This is my station here. That's all this is.
So another tip in organization is, you know, I have a certain amount of space. And sometimes that means that I may put a little less of something or stock a little less of something because I don't have the space for it. Those there. This is another kind of one-off deal. That's not too bad. We have room to grow, room to add as you get, you know, as we get these. And
Do you want to put the claw tool in there with them
I think so.
and our
Well, we can put this one back.
fittings? Okay.
So we can
Oh,
put
because
this
we got like
back.
3 over here.
Yeah. So these, I think, go down here. So we've got specialty tools down here.
Now, this cabinet array is done, so now we've moved on to this section here, compounds, polishes.
Correct. So this cabinet, just to wrap it up for you, so we have pads with room to add. There's some pads we need to add. We have charging, which I worked on earlier. We have, you know, we got new doors coming because they got damaged in shipping. We have corded polishers, one of each size and type. We have not heavily utilized scan grip. We have the snake thingy, and we've got like just our flex, you know, accessories and stuff. So this, I would also say we have room to grow here. We could do sanding and stuff down here as well. Stuff that you don't use as much. You want to keep the most accessible stuff up high where it's easy to get, and the less accessible in the lower nether regions. Okay, cool. So that takes care of, so that's all of our polishes for sure then, right?
Think so, yeah.
So I like to do from heavy, which is yeah.
So what about like G-Technics metal polish and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like, do we include that in a
I usually do glass and all polishes in the same
glass
spot.
and metal polish
If we
in the
can
same
fit
spot.
it. And who knows, this cabinet might not be big enough. We'll figure that out here in a minute. And you know, I'm rethinking it here. I think that prep and coatings should go in the same spot next to polishing instead of all the way at the end, don't you think?
Fine, we can do that.
We would put it next to it.
Yeah, I like it.
So let's grab all of our prep stuff. We've got panel protection. Where would you rank these from aggression? Obviously, panel wipe is the most aggressive.
Yeah, I go panel wipe, paint prep,
Yep.
paint coating surface prep, and then PPS.
So like we were saying earlier, Anthony, that kind of finding that happy medium of looking pretty and functioning, right? So we're wasting some space for the pretty. All right, so help me out on applicators here, Anthony.
Okay, so we have our no soaks. So we have the Eagles, we have the no soaks. We have these guys right here, and then we have the AP2s from G-Technic.
So if I have room for 3 of these, how can we maximize this space? We need more. Normally, if this wasn't a showroom, we just jam it in there. You know, we would use every square inch, but we kind of
Well, that's where you can have separation. So for the Eagle applicators, for example, they're probably, you know, we're not using them on camera as much as the Ultra No Soaks, so we could take 2 out of the back of the Ultra No Soaks and put the Eagles in the back there.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so we could do
Something like that.
Are we doing decon exterior decons?
Yeah.
All iron removers and all-purpose cleaners,
Yeah.
basically?
Yep. I think that makes sense.
Iron remover and all-purpose
We'll just
cleaners,
go with
okay.
it, and then we'll see how it feels once we get it in there.
Okay, Levi, here we go. That on, what would you put? What's a water spot remover? What do you consider
That's
that?
a decon.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. I think we'll also put our clay sponges and towels and stuff as well.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Are you liking?
I'm feeling okay about it. We're gonna probably do some adjusting.
I can tell based off of.
You just have to put it somewhere. We have to try.
I know, because
Yours is tough because you got a lot of different brands and
I don't like the way that looks right there, right? But what else?
yeah, we'll see. What we may do is put the applicators and the clay in a drawer instead of up there in the cabinet. And then that would give us more room to spread out a little bit. Okay, so I think maybe glass into interior.
Okay.
We can do that.
I think glass, then interior towards the inner. What do you think? Maybe.
Yeah, and we'll probably have to, interior probably carry over into this cabinet.
Okay. Well, we got GSC over here. Get a little bit of this.
You know, I'm just guessing. You just guess, and then you say, I don't like how it feels, and we adjust. So we'll do glass next. See how that feels. Glass. What do I do with? Oh no, that's interior. Do I want to bring the glass coating? Yeah, we'll leave the coatings there.
Is it supposed to be purely functional, or is this supposed to be a showcase?
True.
Because if it's supposed to be a showcase,
Yeah.
then you should probably put it by line.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking we take the that big cabinet where we have everything right now. We keep the coating and the polishing how it is because that makes sense.
Coach goes in there. The P&S goes in there, right? The two big ones.
Yeah. I think that might work. Yeah.
It's certainly going to look prettier. Yeah. This is how organizing goes, people. You know, you have to, well, all right, let's start putting some somewhere and you'll catch the vision. So I think we go Koch over here, P&S over there, and then we'll see where everything else fits in. And we make the Koch look real pretty. So do we care about having, I think in order to make this fit, we're going to have to do, we're not going to be able to face everything. No, we won't be able to face everything. We're going to have to go by use, most used, or least aggressive to most aggressive, right? So we would do like this. And we just kind of have to turn it so you can kind of see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're going to have too much stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have too much stuff. This is the part you've been waiting for, towels. So the methodology here, I think, is we're going to start with 10 of each color, size, shape, and see what that does to our cabinet structure, how much room we got, and then with a goal to have 20 of each. But we're going to just fold them, and I like to fold them this way. I've tried every different way possible, fold them in eighths, fold them in triangles, all kinds of stuff. And so I think that this is the best way to do it. And then we're going to start with lowers, maybe some drawers, and kind of figure out what makes sense. So this will certainly not be the final form, I'm sure. It's just like you got to get it, and then you got to live with it for a while, and then make adjustments, and you'll do that 6 or 8 times before you figure out, you know, where things go. And then 2 years later, you might change it again.
This is exciting. So I think that upper cabinets is, I mean, super simple, but it looks exactly how it should in terms of, you know, kind of being showroom ready. So I'm curious to see what Matt's ideas are here on the towels, because we didn't really, I mean, IK spares are the only thing that we didn't find we don't have.
I put some here, just a couple there, and then we do have an empty cabinet, and then we're kind of toying with the Rag Company stuff. It'll probably go in drawers.
I kind of like that middle. That looks kind of cool. I like that with the Ultra right there, you know, that looks pretty sweet.
And we have room that we can tighten things up if we need to. So what do you think here? Should we go 4 bottom drawers with most used towels here? Obviously we want to sort of separate it by what you would use it for. They're not going to put anything else in these drawers, so towels makes a lot of sense. So we're going to keep the top 4 drawers for brushes and things like that, and some tools. So applicators.
I think we just need to start. Do you want to do it by like process or size of towel, or?
I think type. Let's load this up with 300s and 365s. This gray stack, stand alone. I think we're gonna have to just sacrifice the back.
Yeah, I think that's it. That drawer.
Hold on, you got the squares not lined up. That one's backwards. Needs to flip 180 or 90. Okay. So we got to squeeze these in there as well. Yeah. So let's do this. Move this down. Do that.
I don't know what to do here. I'm struggling.
I don't know if that fits, but yeah. Got it. I think should I fold these, or we like them rolled up better?
I like them rolled.
All right, so all the hard work is paid off, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
We did it together. Me and you, Levi.
50-50, yeah.
Yeah, 50-50.
No one else helped us.
Nope.
Yeah. We're the only ones left.
So are you happy?
Yeah, it turned out great. I mean, you saw us pivot. We pivoted from doing by process to by product line.
Yep.
I think it made sense that we pivoted. But again, do you see what I'm saying? Like, you just start and you start working through it. And while you're working through it, you start figuring stuff out while you're in the process. Yeah. And I think it turned out great.
I think it helped putting everything on the counter and start putting things where we think they were going to go, and then just standing back and being like, that doesn't look right.
It's also important that we have room. Like, we're not super tight. You've got extra cabinets. We haven't put anything in this lower here. We haven't put anything really in the center, nothing here. So we've got room. We got room to expand, room to grow. We're gonna order some tool grids so we can organize some of the drawers. But we have pads and batteries. We have polishers, right? The new doors are on the way. We have polishing from Rupes and Last Cut, then our G-Tech, P&S, just a couple extra IKs in case we need them. Optimum, Rag Company, Rip and Rag stuff, Sternogloss, Coach Chemi, and then we have our Solution Finish Color Lock, and then our Diamond Protec, right? Yeah. And so we, of course, if you guys hadn't seen this before, all our Sonic tools are here, nice and organized. Right, so we have this whole array is our tool set, which apparently, from what I understand, will be locked for you. So we need to get our locks here.
Me and Levi, we have our own junkyard tool set. That's fine.
And
that's
then
okay.
The most important was the Rag Company products, Rag Company towels, which we have set up in these various drawers. My favorite drawer is the FTW drawer, right? And then we have in our upper drawers, we have some Rag Company products, our Detail Factory setup. We're going to eventually tool grid this out so everything stays in place. The Mantis drawer liners actually do a good job of keeping things in place, but you still have room. So we haven't used every drawer, we haven't used every square inch. Yeah. And that's okay, that's the key. Have some expansion room. If we stuffed every drawer filled, then what happens when you get something new? The other thing that's going to help this array is the Sabre array over there. So all of our product development, or all your product development and testing. So if you, let's say you got a new line of products, you would store it over there until it graduated to your storefront.
I like that. I do like that idea a whole lot. We were talking about that I don't have a space for that kind of stuff, or we haven't had a space. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense that this is, we tell the brands, you start here. This is where you want to be, right? And it gives them something to look forward to. I like that. Okay.
And then you have room for, as you expand the flex line, so still have plenty of room here, but we haven't touched the lower. And so the lower here, we have plenty of room to expand on the flex for batteries and storage. These are all fixed, so I've glued, or not glued them, but taped them, VHB'd them here so they won't move. So when I grab a battery, I have a nice fixed setup. We're automatically plugged in. And so instead of having like a shelf out, I think you want to put this stuff away. And so then when this all closes up, there shouldn't be any reason to keep anything on the counters. Josh PPF'd the counters, so the counters should stay nice. And we've got ourselves a really sweet setup, right? Doesn't get much better than this.
This is about as organized as we've.
So we started at about 10:30, and it's 4 p.m. So that's about 6 hours to put an entire multiple product lines away in a nice organized fashion. No, we're not in any rush. And we were able to kind of move things around, take it, put it in the cabinet, take it out, try a couple of different things. And then the key is to stay on it once every couple of months, depending on how much you use it. If you use it a lot, once a month. If you use it, once in a while, once a quarter. If you don't use your garage a ton, maybe once a year you do a full clean out. But don't try to bite off the whole thing at once. Just pick, okay, I'm gonna pick these 3 uppers, I'm gonna go reorganize them, throw some stuff away if something's expired, or it's just part of life. It becomes part of the process. So luckily you don't have to do any of this because you have the young guys that will come in and do it for you.
Yeah, no, they're gonna do all that for me. So it's gonna be a lot of maintaining on their end, but I get the enjoyment of,
Hopefully it'll rub off on you. Organizing can be fun. It's like eating ice cream for me. Yeah. For you, got you through it.
It's like eating broccoli, but I mean, it's not that I don't like broccoli, it's just it may not be my first pick. So
he may or may not have disappeared for about 80% of the job, but he did check in every once in a while.
Anyway, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video of organization here with a Obsessed Garage, Matt Mormon, and this has been a really fun time. This whole trip's been awesome, and so we're gonna have plenty of videos, obviously, to showcase everything. So you're gonna see a lot of future content in this space. Hold us to it, right? If you're finding us lacking, things are getting a little messy, then feel free to comment in future stuff. I'm sure Matt will be back here to,
I
nitpick.
may be one of those commenters. I'm going to check in, see how you're doing.
Yeah, well,
And
it's on video, so there's
monthly FaceTime check-ins from you.
that might be a little
Like,
overkill.
Jimmy, where's the key? That's what I want to hear. And then I'll be like, all right, that's all I needed to know. Click. Thanks, everyone.
See ya.